Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video. In this one, it looks like the white paper got changed. Now, I saw somebody post something like, they were asking a question like, yo, why did the white paper get changed with nobody knowing, or them not saying anything? There was no update letting people know that the white paper had changed. So why was this done in a sneaky way? Because it looks really suspicious. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm going to read this here with you all, and we're going to find out what's going on together, because this actually has like 130 upvotes, and yeah, people are concerned about this. So yeah, we're going to check it out. Let's dive into it and see exactly what's going on here. So he said, I just noticed that they slightly changed the verbiage under gamification within the white paper. Screenshots below. The previous iteration of the white paper that sold me on buying Omi was that they noted that you were able to use your Street Fighter digital collectibles to be able to play a multiplayer Street Fighter AR game, which can be played against other Ecomi users who also own Street Fighter digital collectibles. This idea was also even hinted upon in an interview Dan did back in February. He said you'll be able to drop your NFT onto a table and have a fight with your friends in AR. Now, I can definitely confirm this is one of the selling points that sold a lot of people. This is definitely what was said. So if something sketchy is going on around this where it was changed, I definitely want some clarifications on this. So yeah. Then it says the Street Fighter verbiage is removed from the white paper now. The Street Fighter verbiage is removed from the white paper now. I'm assuming it's because they now realize how difficult it is to integrate that level of gamification and now want to cover their bases. So, I mean, that could be true. Honestly, removing it, that could definitely be true, but I definitely want to hear them speak on it. I want to give them a chance to speak, but at this point, this is something where, like, we need more transparency. You can't just go and change the white papers, the thing that you sold everyone on, change it to something else, remove certain things that all the current users of this, all the current investors, we invested for the reasons that you showed. You can't just list a set reasons that made us invest and then completely remove them like they were never there. It's like that. At that point, that's when something shady is going on. So I definitely want to hear something. I want to hear something. But he said, Dan stated that Veveverse was coming this year, which led me to believe features like Street Fighter multiplayer AR battles was coming this year as well. Now, I will say this. I never believed that that all of that was going to be coming this year, especially gamification at that level. When I thought the Veveverse was going, when I hear the Veveverse is going to be coming, I thought that it was going to be a basic iteration of the Veveverse. So, like, maybe a simple mock-up of the Veveverse, or maybe they have certain features and they don't have other features. Like, maybe they just have, like, only the museum available, where you can see around the Veveverse, you can see around the whole world, but the whole world isn't unlocked for you to actually just go walk around and experience it. Like, I thought that maybe they were going to open up a little section, a little area at a time, and then expand on that moving forward. So that was always my interpretation, because I know how hard and how long it takes to actually build a metaverse. It's not an easy thing. It could take years to really build out a full Veveverse, depending on how hard they're going to go at it, or how much they're putting into it. It could take years to be completely finished. Look at GTA. GTA has been in development for what, like 10 years or something, GTA 6. So, yeah, it takes a while, especially when you're trying to build something like a metaverse. So, yeah, I wasn't expecting that this year, but yeah, he also says, now, as many of us know, they've stated in a recent Discord AMA that this level of gamification will not be coming this year, where maybe, no guarantees, in 2022 we'll see something like that. Hopefully the level of gamification we were initially sold on isn't now substituted for a mediocre version. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that would definitely ruin this project quite a bit. Just being able to buy land, because no one wants to buy land in a place that provides a shitty experience. So if they're going back on all the gamification that they said was going to be here, and all the reasons to be in a Veveverse and enjoying things and actually having experience like Disneyland, I'm expecting Disneyland quality things in the Veveverse. if they're going back on features like Street Fighters and stuff like that, it's not a good look. It's definitely not a good look, and it will make me question and doubt the potential of the Veveverse. So this definitely we need some clarifications on some of this stuff, man. I personally feel like the team was really hyping up Veve in February and March, hinting at a lot of things coming soon. But this back end change to the white paper, which was a leading factor in my decision to buy Omi, is kind of a slap in the face. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I'm not mad at anyone who's upset with this change and the fact that this change was not publicly announced anywhere or anything like that. That is something that you don't do. This is very irresponsible for a team to do. I don't know how long ago it was changed, but this is not something that you just change and then you sold investors on something. You don't go back on what you sold everyone on. That's just something that you don't do. So yeah. They also didn't mention they were making updates to the white paper to the community. FYI, they deliberately only removed Street Fighter but left Ecomi Collect when Ecomi Collect is now technically Veve. So you can't make the argument that they are just updating the white paper. Additionally, you can't make the argument that it's trademark infringement, as the team historically leverages the Capcom Street Fighter logos in multiple decks. Looks like they are backpedaling from what they initially wrote on pen and paper. Honestly, this is exactly how this looks, and I'm in the same boat here. I'm definitely in the same boat. Like when I talk about a lot of the positive stuff, when I talk about the project, a lot people seem to think that I'm in a different position than everyone else. All of this impacts us, and this is definitely a bad look, and it is the first thing that I've seen thus far that really brings trust into the. It puts their trust, the trust that I have in them, in question. Because it's like this was kind of a sneaky move to do. What is going on? Did you lose the license? That license? Like, is there something going on with the licensor? Did they decide that they didn't want it to happen? Like what is going on? We need information. If it was something like, okay, the licensor doesn't want this, the licensor didn't agree with this, the licensor changed their mind, that would be fine. Or if it's technically from a technical standpoint, being able to create something like this, that's too much, we can't do it, we don't think we'll be able to do it. That I'm not saying that would be fine, but we need to know something. This is something that needs to be addressed, because this is a selling point that had a lot of people invested in this project. But yeah, only a few words were removed, but to me, this speaks volumes to the future capabilities of the Veveverse. That's my thoughts. Many things were said and touted in interviews between February and March, which those words drove price action. Now it looks like a lot of those words are being retracted and removing it secretively is not a good look. Edit. For your information, I'm not a footer intending to spread negativity. I definitely wouldn't think that about you. This is a legitimate concern. This is definitely a legitimate thing here. You deserve some answers for this. The whole community. This is something, see, this is one of those situations where this is the first thing that I can say. The community deserves answers for this. Before, when people were sitting here, oh, something fell through. They said that something might come. It didn't come, so they jumped the gun. All of that stuff, no, that's sensitivity. This, you sold people on the fact that these features was going to come in the Veveverse. Then you secretly remove it without saying anything. That is shady no matter how you look at it. You can't spin that in a positive way. So, that being said, this is something that they need to be held accountable for. You can see in my historical postings that I am bullish on Omi and defended it against the true footers. The difference now is that instead of blindlessly ignoring red flags, I'm holding the team accountable towards their actions. I'll add the team's reply here if they address the matter. So, yes, this is something that I definitely agree with. I really agree with what was said here. I think that this, like removing this in the dark and not saying anything about it, not addressing it, this should be public. Like when you change those white papers, the changes need to be made public, and you need to be, like, specific things need to be said and announced, like, okay, we're sorry, we can't do this, even though we like, because this is something that you need to apologize for. This is apology worthy right here. This is definitely apology worthy right here, because people bought into the entire project based off of that, like the things that was changed. So yeah, let me see. Let's see what other people have to say. Agreed, this should be addressed. To be fair, it seems that Street Fighter was mentioned as an example only. Team may have removed verbiage to extinguish expectations. Was it said as an example? It has been a while since I have read that as well. So it's been a while. Let me see. Is this the one where it still says it? White paper screenshot taken in March. So let me see. The Ecomi Collect in-app game allows user to interact and play with the digital collectibles they own, creating further level engagement. A range of single and multiplayer gaming experience can be played within Ecomi Collect using the augmented reality features. Ecomi Collect users gain access to game experience based on the collectibles they own. For example, owning a Street Fighter digital collectible will grant access to play a multiplayer Street Fighter AR game, which can be played against. Okay, now I need to see what has actually been changed to, because that was an example. So that was an example. Now I need to see what has been changed to, because it's definitely it might not be as bad as I initially thought. What the heck is the white papers? I have not clicked on that in so long. Goodness gracious. I've lost the white papers, buddy. Policy, terms and conditions, Omi wallet. Let me see. VV white paper. Actually, I can't find the white paper. I'm gonna have to look it up. I want to see how it's worded now. That being said, they definitely said, oh, that's a scam website. They definitely said that it was an example. I did see the fact that they said it was only an example. So I want to see, based on what it says now, if they still talking about if it's still the same thing where, okay, you can have a collectible and you're gonna have in game or you're gonna have games and stuff attached to those collectibles, fine. If they completely removed like a big part that said, oh, like this whole gaming side of things where an NFT will allow you to play in game things and or allow you to play games in the VV versus or whatever, if they remove that part altogether, then it's a big problem. If it's only the Street Fighter reference that was removed, it's not as big of a deal as I thought it was. But let me know you all's opinion down in the comment section below. But either way, this change should have still been announced, I feel like this change should have been announced. Because it does look shady having the name Street Fighter in there and then removing it. But they have done this with other documents that was taken out of context or whatever. But yeah. Anyway, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'm going to catch you all in the next one. Peace out, y'all.